We all know that job hunting can be, well, incredibly frustrating. It often feels like you're just sending your applications into this massive, dark void, and all you get back are crickets, nothing. But welcome to this explainer. If you're a focused learner looking to break through that barrier and get a solid job quickly, you are in the exact right place. Because today, I'm going to show you the no-fluff, completely unfiltered playbook to landing a job at one of the biggest employers on the planet. Let's look at how you can grab an unfair advantage and skip the guesswork entirely. If you want to bypass all the trial and error, check out the Fast Track to Hire guide. This gives you exact, word-for-word scripts for your interview, the absolute best answers for that tricky assessment test, and a proven 7-day blueprint that works not just for Walmart, but for places like Costco, Home Depot, and Target. Check the description below for the link. It's an incredible resource if you want to lock this down fast. While you're down there grabbing that link, do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It seriously makes a huge difference, and it helps get this info out to other folks who really need it. So thank you so much for that. Okay, let's dive into this by looking at the sheer scale of what we're talking about here. 1.6 million employees in the US alone. The thing is, Walmart hires people, a lot of people. They're constantly needing to fill roles across the country. So if you're looking for a reliable paycheck and you want to start earning fast, this is your target. They have the openings. You just need to know how to navigate their specific system. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer: why Walmart, picking the right job, nailing the application, the assessment test, acing the interview, and finally, your fast track to hired.
Section 1. Why Walmart? Let's establish the baseline facts.
Here are the quick facts you need to know. With over 4,600 US stores, there's almost certainly a location just a short drive from your house. The starting pay is actually pretty solid, running between $14 and $19 an hour depending on your location and the exact position. And here is a really nice detail. For most positions, you literally do not need a high school diploma. Walmart frankly doesn't care if you flunked high school algebra. Neither do I. What they care about is that you show up and do the work. And the absolute best part? From the moment you apply to your very first day on the floor, the timeline is usually just 1 to 3 weeks. That is incredibly fast.
Moving right along to Section 2, picking the right job.
Walmart is way more diverse in its job offerings than most people think. It's not just the classic cashier role at the front of the store, though yes, they have those, and you will hear the "if it doesn't scan, it's free" joke a dozen times a day. But the real secret for entry-level money is overnight stocking. This is a gold mine. You're pulling in $16 to $19 an hour plus a shift differential. You work when the store is closed, you can listen to music on your headphones, and you don't have to deal with a single customer. If you're a night owl, that's your move. Then you've got online grocery pickup, or OGP. This one's fast-paced. You're shopping orders, loading cars, easily racking up 15,000 steps a shift, making the time just fly by. And whatever you do, do not overlook the deli or bakery. You're decorating cakes and occasionally getting to take home the unsold rotisserie chicken. Free chicken is a highly underrated life benefit, my friends. Or, if you like cars, Auto Care Technician literally pays you while you learn valuable mechanic skills.
Now, if you're ambitious and want to jump a tier, keep your eye on the team lead position. This is the sweet spot. You supervise 5 to 15 people, you start making $18 to $25 an hour, and unlike salaried management, you still qualify for overtime pay. It's just a fantastic way to maximize your earnings while building up that resume.
Section 3, nailing the application.
So let's talk about the actual application on their careers website. It's not just about filling out the form. It is about when and how you do it. Step 1 is a massive insider hack. Apply on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday mornings. Why? Because that's when hiring managers are actually sitting at their desk reviewing applications. On Mondays, they're drowning in weekend drama, and by Friday afternoon, their brains are already checked out for the weekend. Step 2, take 2 minutes to create a professional email address. I know you might be attached to your high school email, but it is time to present a professional face. And step 3 brings us to the biggest hack of all.
This is the hurdle and hack moment you absolutely must remember. The Walmart system automatically pushes applicants with the most availability to the very front of the line. If you limit yourself and only check Tuesdays from 2 to 4 p.m., you are going to get buried by the algorithm. So the hack is simple. Check as many days and shifts as you honestly can to get past the computer. Get your foot in the door, get the interview, and then you can negotiate the exact details of your schedule with a real human being after you are hired.
Section 4, the assessment test.
I'm going to slow down the pacing right here because we are hitting a massive roadblock. And frankly, it's where most applicants crash and burn. I need to give you some real talk on this.
You cannot just breeze through this assessment on your phone while riding the bus. If you fail this test, the system locks you out for 6 full months. That is half a year of 0 chances at a Walmart job. So please, sit down in a quiet room, remove all distractions, and take this seriously.
The trick to passing is to stop thinking like your honest, tired, everyday self and start answering like the absolute ideal employee. Walmart wants team players who show up, don't complain, and love the customer. So when you see a sample question like, do you prefer working alone or on a team? The answer is always teen. When they ask if it's okay to call in sick because you're feeling unmotivated, you hit strongly disagree. You are the ultimate punctual, team-oriented worker.
The crucial point here is that the test is literally designed to catch you in a lie. They will ask you variations of the exact same question multiple times throughout those 65 questions to see if your answers shift. Stay focused and stay consistent with that ideal employee persona. Don't try to be edgy or nuanced. Keep your story straight from question 1 all the way to question 65.
All right, section 5, acing the interview. Boom, you passed the test. Now let's shift focus to the interview. This is usually a 15 to 30-minute casual sit-down. They aren't trying to grill you. They just want to see if you're normal, reliable, and won't be a nightmare to manage. First up, dress business casual. Think khakis, a polo, clean shoes. No full suits required, but look like you care. When they ask why Walmart, don't say, I need the money. Say something strategic, like how you admire their Live Better You free college program, or how they promote from within. It shows you actually shows them. When they ask about your greatest weakness, just show honest self-awareness. Pick a real flaw that isn't a deal breaker and explain how you're actively fixing it. Finally, when they ask if you can work weekends and holidays, the answer is a resounding yes. Retail lives and breathes on weekends. Refusing weekend work is a guaranteed way to leave without a job offer. And to handle the inevitable angry customer question they'll throw at you, memorize this exact 4-step framework. Listen, empathize, solve, and escalate. Tell the interviewer that you'd first listen to the customer's problem without interrupting. Then you'd empathize with their frustration. Next, you try to solve it using store policy. And if you couldn't, you would calmly escalate it to a manager. Confidently list off those 4 steps, and you will absolutely crush the interview.
Section 6, background check and drug test.
Moving to the final hurdles before you get that badge, let me give you a clear reality check. Deal breakers that will cost you the job include retail theft, violent crimes, and recent drug felonies. Also keep in mind, Walmart enforces a strict drug-free policy, which means a urine test within 48 hours of an offer. They test for THC, and even if weed is legal in your state, a positive result is a deal breaker. On the flip side, things that are usually totally fine include traffic tickets, old misdemeanors, or prescribed medications. Just bring your doctor's documentation. The most important thing here? Be completely upfront and honest. Lying about your record and getting caught during the 7-year background check is far worse than just owning it from the start.
Section 7, fast track to hired.
Now that we've covered the basics, let's look at how you can grab an unfair advantage and skip the guesswork entirely. If you want to bypass all the trial and error, check out the Fast Track to Hire guide. This gives you exact, word-for-word scripts for your interview, the absolute best answers for that tricky assessment test, and a proven 7-day blueprint that works not just for Walmart, but for places like Costco, Home Depot, and Target. Check the description below for the link. It's an incredible resource if you want to lock this down fast. So, let's summarize this explainer by handing you a concrete action plan you can execute right now. Your homework today is to go to the careers site and set aside a focused 45 minutes. Make sure you are flexible with your availability on the form to beat the system. Ace that assessment test in a quiet room using the ideal employee mindset. And when you get the call, use the interview frameworks we just went over. I'll leave you with this final thought. Walmart is hiring right now. The jobs are there, the paychecks are waiting, and you now have the exact playbook to get one. The only question left is, are you going to take action and take control of your job hunt today, or are you just going to keep scrolling? Make it happen. Drop any questions you have in the comments and go get hired.